Welcome, good friends, to our live card opening show. We're excited. 3 stars hooked us up as usual. We ran into a snafu though, Julian. So the box, Eric, and you're a great guy, Eric, and I love you. He gave me a box of Hoops Premium. That is at my friend's house that I left there because I didn't want to leave it in my car. But luckily, I'm like just a card addict, and I just have cards on hand to open that I actually did buy from 3 stars. So we have a fat pack of 2020, 2021 Donruss, and then we have 2 hobby packs of Contenders.
Cool.
So yeah, big shout out to 3 stars, obviously. Like you've heard us talk about them before, but like anything you need. I had a friend that went there last week, and he's been going to his local card shop. We won't say where it is, but I was like, you got to check out 3 stars. And he checked it out, and he texted me, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, I never want to leave this place. And I was like, oh yeah, it's a very nice place. They have everything you need. So go check them out. Bloomington and then Little Canada, 2 locations. And like I said last week, check out their breaks. They're a lot of fun. Okay, so Julian, you're not opening because I'm the only one with the cards here. I wish I could give them to you.
It's okay. We'll make it work.
We'll start with the fat pack. And the 2020-21 Contenders, it's hobby, so like looking for autos, looking for numbered cards, some relic cards probably, but obviously like we're Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball hunting. That's what we're here for. So let's rip these. All right. So we're going to go through the base quick. Let me get it so we can't see everything. Okay. We'll go through the base quick. Eric Gordon. Let me make sure I'm in a good place. Devontae Graham. Cody Zeller. Plenty of Hornets. Give us the right Hornet. Dennis Smith Jr. JJ Redick. James Johnson. Sweet Lou Williams. Dwayne Bacon. Another Hornet. We're getting the whole team.
Let's hope so.
Thon Maker. What happened to Thon Maker? That's a good question.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, KG was like a real big Thon Maker fan.
Yeah.
Langston Galloway. So we're not even getting like the big names. Markelle Fultz. CJ McCollum. Wesley Matthews. Marquise Chris. I was reading an article. We'll talk about the Suns, but remember when the Suns drafted Marquise Chris and Dragon Bender, and now they're in the finals still? Danilo Gallinari, Brooke Lopez, Doug McDermott, our good friend Zach LaVine.
Nice.
Brandon Clark, Tristan Thompson. We're starting to hit our inserts here, so we have 2 more cards, and then we're in Insert City. Montrezl Harrell and Jason Tatum. So now it's inserts and rookies from here on out.
All right, let's do it.
Tyrese Maxey insert expectations, great expectations, or just expectations, just mediocre expectations. League leaders, Wilt Chamberlain.
All right, he did do that.
We have a rookie laser card of Aduko Azubuike from the Jazz. I mean, the thing is, this isn't guaranteed to be a rookie card, so the fact that it's a rookie
card.
laser. Yeah, but I mean, obviously we'd like somebody better. We have a Hornets rookie, but it's not who we want. It's somebody named Grant Riller, who I've never heard of in my entire life. So
the luck continues, man. This is
CJ Ellaby, your guy from the Blazers.
I like him.
Yeah. We have a Warriors rookie, Nico Mannion, not the Warriors rookie we're looking for. We have a Grizzlies rookie, Xavier Tillman. And then our final rookie is a Desmond Bane.
All right, look at us.
So
we're saving up all the luck for that box, huh?
Yeah, so not great. Not great. Okay, we have 2 more packs left, but these are the big hitters. Here you're just chasing Edwards and LaMelo base. So that's fine. You can justify anything, right? Okay. First pack of Contenders. 10 cards per pack also, by the way.
Is our box Contenders too?
Oh, well, this is it. We have two of the
No, I
packs.
know, but what with the other box that we're gonna do it later at a later date?
Oh, that's a Hoops Premium.
Hoops Premium. Gotcha.
Yep, Hoops Premium. That's like Zion and Ja rookie.
Oh, right. Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
We'll do
good
that
box.
next week.
About the same value of both, like what I have here and what, like I think a box of that, like I think it's around like $50 or $60. And this stuff here, the Contenders packs I think are like 30 or 35, and then the fat pack of Donners was like 15. So
I like the Donners cards. I have to say, they're classy. I like them.
Yeah, I agree. And like the white bordering for people that grade. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Terry Rozier, again, all the Hornets. CJ McCollum. Damian Lillard.
That's cool.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. We have a fancy card that we're going to put to the back. I don't know who it is. I just thought it was fancy. Fred VanVleet. Christian Wood. Kelly Oubre Jr. Seth Curry. Nikola Vucevic. And for our fancy card, we have a Kawhi Leonard MVP insert. It's not numbered.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, not a great pack. Let me look at this, see if there is any. Looks like there's some blue on it. I don't know if that means anything. Okay, last pack. We're not doing great, Julian.
It's all good.
It's all good in the hood.
We do it for the love of the game.
We do.
I think.
We have a thick card in here. I can't tell if it's a actual jersey card or if it's a filler. It is a filler. So we'll get rid of the filler. All right. A rookie would be nice. Rookie, anything. De'Aaron Fox. Markelle Fultz. Tyler Harrow. Davis Bertans. We have our first numbered card, though, and it's your guy, CJ McCollum, playoff ticket out of 249. 30 out of 249.
Cool.
Donovan Mitchell. Andre Drummond. Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
Eric Bledsoe. And Colin Sexton.
All right. Look at that.
All right. So not great. We'll get them next time. We're going to do this like weekly, so this is great. I don't really care. More cards to add to our collection. All right. Well, good times all around. Again, big shout out to 3-Star Sports Cards. The nice thing is if you go there and just go buy the Contenders packs, I can't imagine like you'll probably pull something nice. Considering that I think somebody told me they went in to go buy a box of Prism after they saw how badly we did. And I think he got an Anthony Edwards silver card.
Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. We're taking all the bad stuff off the shelves.
We're doing the Lord's work for you. Okay, thanks all for listening to our card corner. When we edit the podcast, this will be towards the end of it. But we're gonna just start off with our podcast right now. Welcome, good friends, to another episode of the 10,000 Layups podcast. I'm your host, Kai Radke, here with Julian Andrews. Julian, how was your 4th of July?
Pretty good. I did a lot of cleaning. I went to the hardware store. I stuff like that.
The American dream.
This is the new house life. So there's a lot of Google, a lot of YouTube, a lot of cleaning strange parts of the house that we don't know when they were last cleaned. So, all good.
All good. I was there a year ago. What did we do? We just kind of had some grill outs around where we live. So with some friends. So it was fun. It was a very fun time. It's like 1,000,000 degrees here in Minnesota right now.
So hot, dude. I'm really sick of it.
Yeah. And like, I think it's supposed to cool down after today, but it's like 98 and like the air is just thick. So
not good.
Not good. We want to thank our good friends over at DraftKings. McGregor versus Poirier. Round 3 is set for UFC 264. Every punch, kick, and knockout means so much more if you're inserting a DraftKings lineup. DraftKings, the official daily partner of UFC, is giving a shot at huge cash prizes for this weekend's fight. I think it's on Saturday. DraftKings is offering all customers a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy MMA is very easy to play. It's similar to baseball, basketball lineups, NFL lineups. Just you have a salary cap, you plug and play your guys. Get in on the action now. Download the DraftKings app and use a promo code TBPN for your shot at millions of dollars. Eligibility restrictions apply. Again, TBPN if you're signing up. It helps us out. So, and then obviously, thanks to our good friends over at 3 Star Sports Cards. Anything you need as far as anything card needed. PSA also updated what they're taking in, and I think they're doing Express now.
Yep.
Which is, I think, $200 a card. So I think what you're going to probably see is them slowly go down the line as they're starting to get backlogged. But they're moving quick because I'm getting cards back like weekly. Poor Julian has 2 cards there that they were in like QA1 and it took like a month to. So they're not shipping back yet, but soon Julian,
they screwed him up.
Yep. You're poor timing for the Trae Young too. Hopefully the value stays. Okay. Let's get into topics. We have our NBA Finals. It is set. Suns versus Bucks. Game 1 is on Tuesday. I don't know how. Like your initial thoughts. I don't want to say I'm disappointed in the matchup. I'm happy the Suns are there. I guess from my end, I'm like, it's just weird not seeing the Nets there because of the injuries in the second round. But as we talked about on here, that's part of it. It's just that the Bucks to me are just such a boring team. But
I'm excited personally. Yeah. I'm excited. I think it's a fun matchup. It's really fun. I just like seeing new teams in, there's just something about just getting totally fresh blood in the playoffs. I think there was something or in the finals, sorry, there was something like 2 people on all of these teams combined have ever made a finals or something like that. So I'm just really excited. I think the Bucks kind of, I know you find them very boring, but kind of shedding that label of totally unable to kind of get over the hump is nice. Chris Middleton, I mean, this is his time, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Giannis injury is one of those weird ones where it's not a defined actual injury. It's a hyperextended knee, but there's no it's not like a broken something where it's 4 to 6 weeks. It's kind of it seems like they're kind of monitoring day to day, week to week. So we'll kind of see. I mean, obviously, if he can't play, but I mean, after the first, I think they get an extra day for travel now, moving forward. So that obviously helps the Bucks in that regard if they can get him back. I mean, we talk about storylines all the time on here, and I mean, this is just a life storyline, I guess. You have Mike Budenholzer, who if he loses to the Nets in round 2, he's fired probably. Mm-hmm. And there's stories of the top coaching candidates kind of waiting for the Bucks situation to shake out. Rick Carlisle maybe was trying to wait for Milwaukee, and then they won, and it's okay, maybe Budenholzer won't get fired. And then you have it where they're in the NBA Finals, where it's almost impossible to fire him after this series, especially with Giannis hurt. And then there's a world in which the Bucks win, and Budenholzer is the first coach to give the Bucks a championship. I guess I don't know about their history, but in a very long time, if they haven't won it, I guess I don't know the last time they won it. But that's crazy to me. It's you go from so close to being fired, and to you can be the head coach of a championship team.
It's crazy. Yeah, totally agree. It's one of the wilder storylines. I think Bud is the most hated, probably successful coach. I mean, he's objectively successful. His team is in the finals, but I don't think you could find very many people around the NBA who like him or think he's a good coach. So I don't know. It's definitely a weird situation. We'll have to see. It'll be really interesting if they lose, because obviously, losing in the finals is different for different teams.
Yeah, no, you're right. But the crazy thing is, so the Bucks last won in 1971, by the way. The crazy thing is, though, when it went from Jason Kidd to Budenholzer, there was this, oh my God, this is what this team is like with an actual head coach. And now it's that's gone so far the other way, where it's well, let's not forget what he did for this team. To begin with, you look at this roster and you say, yep, Middleton can shoot. You have Giannis, Drew Holiday is a good defender, but then outside of that, it's I mean, you just have guys that you're oh, what, Pat Connaughton, for example, fun player, but probably shouldn't be playing as the first guy off the bench in the NBA Finals. So we'll see, courtesy of our friends at DraftKings, the championship odds are the Suns are minus 182 and the Bucks are plus 152. And obviously, if there's like Giannis news that comes out in the next day or two, that changes it. But I think you probably just assume that Giannis is out for game 1 and maybe game 2, and then they go back to Milwaukee. And then I find these very interesting. The series correct score, they call it. But so if Phoenix win in 5, it's plus 400. If Phoenix wins in 6, it's plus 450. Phoenix wins in 7, plus 400. Bucks or Phoenix win, they sweep, it's plus 800. And then Milwaukee, it's Bucks win in 6, plus 500. Bucks win in 7, plus 550. Bucks win 4-1, plus 800. And then Bucks sweep is plus 1600.
Yeah.
Which one of those odds do you, I guess 2 questions. Which one do you think is like the best odds for most likely to happen? And then who's your pick in how many games?
I think the best odds here are probably Suns in 6 for 450, and or plus 450. And I also would predict Suns in 6.
Yeah, I lean towards that. I think honestly, if you go Suns in 6 or Bucks in 6, I kind of like both of those bets. Just kind of hedge that.
There's no way Milwaukee's sweeping.
Nope, and it seems unlikely that Phoenix would sweep. That's just so hard to do. But then I guess there's also a world where if Giannis doesn't play, you could tell me that Phoenix wins 4-1, but that's like the most likely scenario that DraftKings has too, is a plus 400 4-1 odds, which seems just wild to me.
It's funny that the 4-1 is the same odds as the 7.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you say like if you're playing in a game 7, your odds are automatically to win are lower. Like if you're the favorite, just because it's a winner take all game. Like you never know. Like if it all comes down to one game, whereas if you have, I could kind of see how they would set the odds for Suns in 5 and Suns in 7 the same, but it's just odd to read. But I think Suns in 6. I think that's going to be my prediction.
Yeah, I think that's mine too. But there's also, it'll be interesting.
It's tough with Giannis. Yeah, if Giannis comes back, it gets tricky. Obviously,
it'll be fun though. I'm excited. I think you're right. I think, I'm a huge Kevin Durant fan, so I'm still like holding on to that they're not in the finals. But that's how it goes, and whatever. But I am excited because it's so much fun talking to my friends that aren't huge basketball fans, and it's like the whole narrative of like, well, look, the NBA's rigged and they want these big market teams in, and it's like, well, I'm guessing just from a financial standpoint, not that they care at all. I think for them, the parity is good, and you get fan bases that haven't been involved. But it's like, I think when you're putting up the perfect algorithm for the NBA finals to make money, it's probably not Milwaukee and Phoenix. So it's good for me to see other teams involved where I think like the outside fans of like every year it's LeBron or Steph. And it's like, well, yeah, because those two are like two of the best players we've ever seen in the history of our life. So that makes sense that they would like always be in it.
I think it's better for the league long-term if more teams can make the finals. I understand that the kind of short-term, you make your money with the big market teams in the high-profile games, but at the same time, it really does incentivize teams to like, look at what Phoenix did this year. Like that's a huge incentive for teams to try basically, and to construct their rosters intelligently and always try to win. And then when more teams are trying to win, the league is more competitive. So I think that the NBA can't be on one hand saying, oh, we want every team to try to win, and then also saying, oh, but we only really want the Lakers and the Warriors or whoever to win, to be in the finals. So I think it's a very good thing for the league that they're proving that some smaller teams can go all the way.
I agree. Let's get into some Timberwolves talk. Of course, this is a Timberwolves podcast. We're in the offseason, though, not a lot to talk about, but I will say in the next month or two, it's going to get hot and heavy because...
Get ready for some legal Twitter, everyone.
Well, yeah, but and it's going to get just with free agency and the draft, and obviously the Wolves don't have a pick, but things are going to move quickly. Okay, some Olympic talk. Good news for the Wolves. Anthony Edwards and Naz Reid selected to the Team USA select team, which is, from my understanding over the years of covering, is the team that kind of just practices with the Olympic team. That's fun because like some other names on the list: Miles Bridges, Darius Garland, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Harrow, Kendall Johnson, Emmanuel Quickly, Cam Reynolds, old Wolves friends, Obi Toppin. So a good list of like Patrick Williams, a good list of talented young players. And I always think that being in this setting for up and coming players, kind of seeing what the best of the best and how they do it is never a bad thing. So yeah, good for Naz Reid and Anthony Edwards.
It's great. It's good. It's just a good development opportunity. Yeah, it's really fun. And also, I don't know. Maybe he'll become friends with Miles Bridges, and then Miles Bridges will force a trade to Timberwolves.
Never know. You never know.
Throwing it out there.
Anything's an option. Yeah. So that'll be fun. I think overall, like, it's pretty well documented with players that when they go to the Olympics, and this is obviously not the Olympics, this is a select team, but that they always make this like jump, because when you're around these guys every single day and you see how it's done, and all of a sudden you get to talking about little things of advice. It always seems like that. Like Jason Tatum is a player like that for me, where he just made this huge jump, like him and Jaylen Brown did for the Celtics after coming back. So I just think that there's just so much value in learning from the best around. And and obviously you can prove me wrong and tell me that there's a bunch of guys on the list that have never, like, I can't imagine Naz Reid making a huge jump. But also, why not, right?
Don't tell Wolves Twitter that, Kyle.
I know. I created a monster.
He's the best big in the league, apparently.
More Olympic talk. So Leandro Bolmaro, which, if you remember, was the 23rd pick last year. The Wolves acquired him in the 3-team trade with the Knicks and the Thunder. He's 20 years old. He'll be playing for Argentina this year, and noteworthy that Wolves assistant coach Pablo Prigioni is actually an assistant coach on that team. So, the Wolves don't have a first-round pick this year, but they did have 3 last year, and Bolmaro, his rookie year, will be next year if he plays for the Wolves. So my guess is all eyes on those games for Wolves fans, kind of trying to figure out what you have. In a draft where you don't have a pick and you don't really have any incoming talent because you don't really.
Yeah, he's the rookie.
He's the guy. So all eyes on him, which I'm really excited about, actually, because I kind of forgot about him. And just what if he is good? I think, like, is he going to be this like Manu Ginobili player immediately when he comes over? No, but you just hope that he's not a player that's totally lost either.
It seems that he can play. I don't, obviously we've seen a lot of guys, and I don't have a bias against international guys, but I do think we have seen some guys like come over and not be as good as they were supposed to be. Dario comes to mind. But at the same time, like, it's awesome to be able to be bringing in. It feels kind of like when you pay for something that's in like a year or whatever, or like you buy a plane ticket and then you kind of like forget about that, and then you have the plane ticket and it's kind of like, oh, free plane ticket. This is what this feels like. It's like in a year where the Wolves don't have the pick, they made this shitty trade, lost, a chance at top talent. They're getting something. They're going to have a new guy in camp, and that'll be fun. Maybe he'll probably play Summer League. And then maybe he'll be the Summer League MVP. And then we can, talk about that for a couple weeks, and then he'll play 10 minutes a game and average 8 points and 3 assists, and that'll be that.
Yeah, no, like it is exciting just because you're getting a new talent, like where that fits in. We talk all the time about like those fringe guys of like Culver, Okogie, Jake Layman, of guys that like probably shouldn't really be playing if you're trying to construct a good team. And it seems like there's plenty of minutes to be had for Bolmaro if he can earn them. Yeah. We'll see. Most spectacular player last year, which is a top league in Spain that he won. I don't know if this is right, but he averaged 6.7 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1.9 assists. I can't imagine that's like the most spectacular.
Very odd.
Stats.
Yeah.
It feels like there's other stats that we're missing here.
Maybe he just does everything with a great flair.
Very good flair.
It looks awesome.
Or
very spectacular to watch.
You know,
his 1.9 assists per game.
This isn't the case, but he's playing 15.9 minutes per game. If it's only 16-minute games, well, then these stats are impressive.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just 21. It's all half court.
Yeah, that's all 3-on-3. Okay, well, we don't really have much else this week. Let's try to get Espo on. He'll probably stiff arm us. There's a guy from a Bucks podcast that I want to get on to just talk about finals. Otherwise, later this week, I want to dive into the 3 pending free agents for the Wolves. Not super exciting names, but Jordan McLaughlin probably leads that list. And, we'll get into this more when we talk about him. But, God, the more I watch campaign play for the Suns, I just see little hints of Jordan McLaughlin.
I know.
I wonder if other teams see that too. Just like this quick change of speed point guard coming off the bench who can hit shots and kind of wiggle his way into a defense. And I think
players like that are really valuable. They're not, they're not going to win you. Well, I say as campaign, maybe it's going to contribute to winning the championship, but that's not, you don't need just that, but at the same time, you need somebody like that. So,
so we'll talk about him. I think like this year was such a odd year for everybody, especially in the Timberwolves organization, where like I don't know if Jordan McLaughlin's talent was represented in the best way. I think the year before is probably a better indication of where he'll be. So we'll talk about that later this week. Otherwise, enjoy the finals. They start on Tuesday. Suns in 6. That's our prediction here at the 10,000 Lanes podcast. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. Big shout out to the Basketball Podcast Network, DraftKings, and 3 Star Sports Cards. We will talk to you soon.